cultural ambassador, and I'm a promoter of the Yoruba culture, the African culture, but most especially because I'm a Yoruba woman. What is culture, really? Culture is the total way of life of a group of people. When you talk about their way of life, you're talking about language, you're talking about dressing, you're talking about food, and the way of life, general way of life. Without culture, we lack identity, because when you exhibit a certain culture, this is how people will know who you are. You know, the way you dress, what you're wearing, the language that you're speaking, you see. So, and I think that without our culture, we're nobody, really, because who do you identify as? If you're Yoruba and you cannot speak the language, you can eat the food, you can dress the way that people will identify with you, then who are you? Because if you look at it traditionally and culturally, women were builders of the home, economically, traditionally, and otherwise. Back in the days, a man would have so many women. Why? So that, you know, they are able to build them economically. Back in the days, the very famous trade was farming. You know, farming, hunting, and the rest of it. And the women would go to the farm to help their husbands to, you know, plant his seedlings and also to harvest. And at the same time, they would be the one to take to the marketplace to sell. And so they were building the homes. Women were holding very important positions. Back in the days when kingship was still kingship, we used to have the women leader, the Yalo days. You know, without the Yalo day, there's no king. Because, you know, she was the closest person to the king. Back in the days, if the Yalo day told women not to do a certain thing, they wouldn't dare, and there would be chaos in the land. So I don't know how it so happened that, you know, women just got relegated to the background, and politically women are not given enough opportunities. You know, it still beats me. I am yet to identify at what point that started to take place. But again, I'm a politician, like you said, and more and more women are beginning to come out, you know, to represent their people at the local levels in their communities. And I think that in the next years, I mean, in a couple of years now, we would have more women in politics. Because, you know, even back then we had a woman who held the position of the Oni, a very revered king in Yoruba land. There was a woman, the Lewo. She was very powerful, and she was the one who founded the Iwo Kingdom. You know, so I don't know why, but we're beginning to take our place in the society. Discipline is very important in everything that you do. I mean, without discipline, there will be breakdown of law and order.